CBI has submitted its status report in the Supreme Court on the 2G spectrum scam. And right now we are being joined by Rhythm on the phone line for more on this story. Well, Rhythm, last time around the CBI had filed the status report in the 2G spectrum scam in the apex court. The court had expressed satisfaction with that status report. What is it that transpired in the court today, and what are your sources telling you on what the status report contains?
Well, very clearly the status report, some parts of it that were read out, Munmun, in the court, very clearly specified that the CBI has today said they will be filing a final status report by 29th March. Meanwhile, they've taken a decision to be charge-sheeting A. Raja and two telecom companies. A. Raja, former tainted telecom minister, will be charge-sheeted on charges of conspiracy and forgery. Another report will be submitted in the court by the 29th of March. Meanwhile, the CBI says the charge sheet against A. Raja will be for criminal conspiracy and forgery. Clearly a huge dent to A. Raja. Once again, CBI very clearly has made out charges against him. It was very clear in court that the CBI, reading out the report, did say we will be filing more charge sheets against more companies. Additional charge sheets will also be filed. A main final status report will be submitted to the Supreme Court by the 29th of March. This is something right from the very start when the investigations had been started by the Supreme Court. The CBI had stated by 29th March we will be giving you concrete evidence, and that's what they've said today. Charge sheets will be filed, additional charge sheets to be filed after that. Meanwhile, the Attorney General, speaking for the government, also said that a special court will be set up to examine the 2G cases. This is something that the court had wanted. In fact, the Attorney General also clarified that he was questioned by the CBI director. He was also asked whether, in fact, he had signed that pertinent, that important press release by A. Raja on the first-come, first-served basis. He stated in court, in fact, that he had not signed that. There was a certain paragraph that was deleted when he had, in fact, signed that. The case is still continuing. The matter is still being heard in the Supreme Court. But very clearly, the important findings today are that the CBI has said they will be charge-sheeting two of the telecom companies. Yesterday, in fact, the Enforcement Directorate had also said they had started following the money trail outside India to Mauritius. They had found illegal happenings there. They had found Hawala transactions happening. Today, the CBI, collaborating with what the Enforcement Directorate had said in their report that's filed in the Supreme Court, reading out important parts, does say a charge sheet will be filed against two companies in the 2G case. It will also be filed against A. Raja. This will be filed by the 31st of March. Before that, we will be filing and giving out other transactions. In fact, after the charge sheet is filed, there will be additional charge sheets which will be filed in due course. The Attorney General also saying a special court will be set up to examine this. This probably will be headed by Justice O.P. Saini of the Patiala Court, who's already hearing the matter. But very clearly, what's coming out finally is some action being taken by our investigative agencies. The Enforcement Directorate yesterday, Munmun, telling the Supreme Court they have gone ahead. They will be filing additional charges. They've also uncovered a money trail leading them to Mauritius. Hawala transactions were covered. Today, now the CBI, collaborating with the Enforcement Directorate, agreeing with them, says we will be charge-sheeting two companies. And the big breaking news, they will also be charge-sheeting A. Raja by the 31st of March.
Right, Rhythm. A number of developments we know have taken place in the 2G spectrum investigation. A number of people related to this alleged scam have been interrogated. They have been arrested. As you said, charge sheets have been filed, status reports have been filed. You're also saying that a final status report is expected to be filed, say, by the 29th of this month. But what is it that we can expect in the final status report, which will be filed before the 31st of March?
Well, very clearly, Munmun, what will be happening is what has been told to the CBI from the very start. They have to uncover how the biggest telecom scam in the country took place, who was responsible for it, why have those people not had any action taken against them for the last 2 years. This is something that was happening in 2008. Since then, since the PIL has been filed in the Supreme Court, the PIL was started to be heard last year. The Supreme Court has been asking one question to the CBI, which got heavy heat from the Supreme Court. Why, for the last 2 years, from 2008 to 2010, before the PIL was filed, did the CBI not take any action? At that time, the CBI was at a loss of words, but very clearly they've covered their ground. In the last 6 months, a lot of work has been done on this investigation. A lot of people have been raided. A lot of DMK leaders, Kani Muhi, Dalu Amal, as well as others, have also been questioned. Today, the Attorney General and the RBI Governor were questioned. Very clearly, the CBI now covering its tracks today, even as the Supreme Court was hearing the matter once again. The Supreme Court continues hearing the matter, the CBI finally says we will be filing a final charge sheet before you on the 29th of March. There will be additional charge sheets that will be filed later, but a final status report will be given to you by the 29th of March. Remember, the crucial point they make today, they will be filing charge sheets against two telecom companies in the 2G scam case. They also say we will be going ahead and charge sheeting A. Raja, former tainted Spectrum scam Minister A. Raja will be charge sheeted by the 31st of March. He is already in the Tihar jail. But that's a big news here because they finally said we do have evidence against him. In fact, they also questioned the Attorney General, the RBI Governor today very clearly in their questioning. It was also asked to them whether the Governor, Attorney General had given an opinion that had asserted the first come, first served base press release that was given by A. Raja, which was refused by the Attorney General. Also, a special court, the Attorney General says, will be set up to examine all the charges. So what we are finally seeing here, Moon, at the end of March, we will be having concrete evidence in the 2G scam case that had rocked Parliament, that had shocked the nation. It is something that is being said was the biggest scam ever in India of 176 crore rupees. The CAG report was against it. There was a lot of controversial talks around it. Spectrum Raja had earlier said he was innocent, but now finally the CBI says we have concrete evidence against him. He will be charge sheeted by the 31st of March.
All right.